Struggling with wife's 2-year affair. Seeking advice, guidance, validation, perspective from those that have been where I am. Here's my situation. I've, 40 male, been with my wife, 41 female, for 20 years, married for 18. We raised 3 kids. Our youngest is 19. Our sex life had fizzled, and I figured it's just what happens when 2 people are together for 20 years. It gets vanilla. Same routine. Nothing's really new, etc. Eventually, we stopped having sex entirely for about 1.5 years. In January 2016, she started a new job which required her to work Saturdays. Because she was a manager, she often had to stay until the last customer left to close the store. I trusted her completely, didn't think much of the sometimes very late or irregular hours. I work from home, so I know exactly when she gets here. Also, she did get a lot of late-night text messages, but with kids in the 19, 22-year-old range, I didn't second-guess anything. In July 2016, she received one of those late-night texts, but she was sleeping. I checked her phone to see if it was one of the kids. For some reason, her phone wasn't locked. I saw a string of texts between her boss, which clearly indicated an affair, not a booty call, but a full-on affair. Things like, I love you more? I wish I was laying next to you right now. My wife saying this at like 10:30 p.m. when she was laying next to me. The text message went back at least 6 months. I was absolutely floored. I confronted her, she denied it. Then I presented her with the evidence, which I had forwarded to my phone, she confessed. Over the next couple of days, we talked about it. While I couldn't anticipate whether I would be able to get past it, we would try. We would use this as a lesson and opportunity to turn inwards and work on our relationship. I did demand she quit her job, which, after stringing me along for a few weeks, me writing up several resignation letters for her, she never actually quit. Nevertheless, little by little, things seemed to go back to normal. Still, our intimacy never improved. I might add that both of us are, by conventional standards, quite attractive. Both look like we're in our early 30s and are physically fit. We should be attractive to one another, or at least not repulsed. Fast forward another year. It's the day after my birthday. The night before, we had a little party. The kids came by, we had cake, there were presents. It was great. Well, I guess one of my kids had locked her keys in the car. So the next day, she Ubered, asked me to take care of it, then pick her up from work. So I had the car unlocked. When I got in the car, I saw some random things on the passenger seat, one of which included a receipt from Boston Market. It looked like a couple of people had dinner. I scrolled up. The date on the receipt was my birthday. The time was 6 p.m. I scrolled to the bottom, saw his name, credit card info. The next day, I confronted her. Like before, at first she denied everything, said I was crazy. This time, I went into cop mode. I claimed to have more information than I actually had in order to elicit a confession. I claimed to have evidence that she was continuing her affair and had been meeting him going back to 2016. She fell for it. Confessed. The next day, I had to travel for work for a week. I told her we could talk about next steps when I returned. Meanwhile, this guy's wife was stalking my LinkedIn page. Apparently, she knew more than I did, had sent me a connection request at some point in 2016. I sent her a LinkedIn message. We talked on the phone for 2 hours. She told me that she knew all about it. She had access to the text messages. Her mother, who lives up the street from her, saw my wife walking out of their house holding hands with him, getting into a car. My wife has some pretty distinct lipstick. She mentioned that she found Kleenex with the lipstick in her bedroom, that she continues to see the lipstick on his clothes, that nothing ever stopped. When I told my wife about that convo, she went off about his wife said she was getting a restraining order, blah blah. At this point, I don't think there's anything that can save the relationship. The entire year from July 2016, June 2017, I thought we were rebuilding. She was out fucking her boyfriend. I have a bulletproof prenup. My parents made me do it because I had money in trust from an inheritance. I thought it was stupid then, but I'm really glad now. Everything is in my name. The house, car, etc. I don't understand why she would put everything at risk. I might add that I have made well over 6 figures for the past 8 years. Live in a 5-bedroom house with a pool. I gave her the kids a good, secure lifestyle. She says that he doesn't mean anything to her. But that's not what I read in those texts or heard from his wife. I told her that I want her out by November 1st. I'm giving her $5,000 cash, signing the car over to her, and she can take anything she wants in the house. Also, she can sell the $7,500 ring as it means nothing. Now she says she doesn't want to split up. Yesterday, she asked me if I wanted to go to church. We haven't been in like 10 years. I just don't look at her the same anymore. Unless she can prove where she was when I consider it a lie. Life at home has been surreal. I just put myself on autopilot. I just look at her as a really close roommate or best friend. Except a best friend wouldn't ass fuck me for 2 years. I don't argue, just try to act normal, civil. I plan on selling the house, moving to a more rural location where I can have some acres, just start over. It's really scary though. She's the only person I've been with since I was 19. I don't know how to go on an adult date. I feel like no one would want me. I know that I need a fresh start, but I'm afraid to be alone. Be alone forever. I feel like I've lost my dignity, that I'm now some kind of cuckold bitch. That's not who I am at all, but it's what I feel like. On some level, I know that I either 1, need to be okay with her having a boyfriend, not going to happen. 2, have an open marriage, not going to happen. Or 3, end it separate. I don't know. I guess I'm looking for feedback. Am I doing the right thing? Is my fear justified? Help. Comments. You gave her second chance. Now, she knows she's screwed that up royally. At 40, you have many good years ahead of you. I usually argue for reconciliation, but in your case, I think you may be best off to start over. Talk to your kids, they're old enough to have a frank discussion. You'll be fine. You said you're in shape and you make a great living. Trust me, my man, you'll do way better than your cheating wife. She'll end up with some douchebag that will treat her like shit. The only regret you'll have is that you didn't dump her nasty cheating ass sooner. You don't want some cheating douchebag's sloppy seconds.